Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
All right, it's 11:03 on The Lock Shop here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Of course, it is game day here in Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars set to lock horns tonight in Game 3. Ryan McLeod coming out of the lineup as Adam Henrique is set to return. We'll obviously dive into that a little bit deeper on the Oil Stream today, which will be starting at noon right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Huss unable to join us on the Lock Shop today as he's at the Winnipeg Jets press conference as they discuss Scott Arniel becoming the head coach. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. You can also find us on TuneIn, on iHeart, or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We will have the keyword coming up a little bit later on for the $100,000 hole-in-one here with Edmonton Sports Talk, presented to you by Golf Town. Chances to qualify on all 4 shows here every single day. Jake from Coolbet slides in today. Jakey boy, how was the weekend, my man?
Good, Dusty. I was just thinking, I don't know the last time you and I just did a little lock shop together.
I don't know. So, long time ago. NFL season probably.
I know. I feel like it's usually, Huss and I or Patty and I, but I never feel like we get on here, so I'm excited. Yeah, weekend was good. I mean, outside of, we sang the Blue Jays praises on Friday, and then they just, all they've done is stunk it up since. Yesterday's game was unbelievable. I flip it on, and then Varsho hits the go-ahead homer to go ahead by 2. They blow that lead with Garcia, who's been their best relief pitcher out of the pen in the 8th, and then they blow it surely in the 9th. So, yeah, it was the season continues, and then these City Connect uniforms get leaked, and they are uglier than ever. Patty, it's the quote from Patty. He said, "Looks like a jersey you can get from Giant Tiger for $15, and I have a hard time arguing with it. They look awful. I don't know who designs these City Connects. Like, just keep it pretty straightforward. Run a little bit of throwback in there with a little update of some newer stuff, and people would love it. It looks awful. I wouldn't waste my money on it."
Tough right now with the Toronto Blue Jays. I just want to stick on the Jays here for a second because, you got a better feel for that. I'm obviously very entrenched in hockey right now, and CFL season just starting, so I've dabbled in the Jays and Jays in 30 when I can, but what's is the next move just to clean house? Is that what happens here, Jake, or people just they're still heading in the right direction as an organization? What's the vibe out there right now?
Yeah, I think people are about sick of John Schneider. Not that it's necessarily all his fault. The way the team's constructed is the way it's constructed. He can switch up the lineup all he wants, which he has done. You got to tip your cap, give him credit. He loves to tip his cap to all the other teams in the league. You got to give him credit, though. He has put together, different lineups every week, try to get guys going, but it's just the way the lineup is set up is awful. And the problem right now with the upper management is, they're still working on all these renovations. So I don't think they want to clean house until the renovations are done. So we might be waiting another year or 2 here before they actually clean all of what needs to be cleaned out. Not just Schneider, but some of the upper management as well.
All right. So just suck it up for now, I guess, is what you're saying.
Basically. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, great. Soapkirk over in the Nasty Chat says, time to blow up the Jays, in my opinion. Sell, trade, and take any prospects you can possibly get. I guess that's the thing, Jake, is that 18 months ago, even more recently, they were the team moving the prospects to try to find those final pieces, right? That's how badly it's gone off the rails.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare ever since that Seattle series where they had the 8-1 lead and it looked like we were going to go to Game 3, and then they blow that, and then the fun police come in and take away all the fun, and Hernandez is gone and Gurriel's gone. You get rid of Moreno, and 2 of those guys go to a World Series last year. It's a little frustrating. It's like they were struggling to score runs all of last year, and they traded away every piece that helped them score runs. Teoscar's a 100 RBI guy, and you just like
I
you get
know.
rid of him, and it makes a difference. You know, you can get all the best pitching you want, but when you have to win every game 2-1, there's very little room for error, and it's frustrating to watch. I think we will see. You know, I think they've already tested the market on Vladdy and Bo. I think their price is a little higher than teams had hoped, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with those two down the stretch. You know, maybe it is time to build up the prospect pool. You see what Baltimore's doing, the way they've built up their prospect pool. Now they're all coming into the league together. You know, it's a really strong team, and then you go get pieces. I don't know. I think we just had higher hopes for the Vladdies and the Bows of the world, and it just really hasn't panned out the way everyone's hoped it would. And those guys actually, you know, all things considered, have been playing well as of late. Like, Vladdy has been on fire. The bat has been unbelievable, and Bo's starting to find it as well. But, you know, the nights they can score 11 runs, they give up the same amount. And the nights they can only score 2, they're giving up more than that. So.
That's frustrating for sure. Big Maple Sports Card says, keep Vlad, move Bichette, and bring up Martinez already. Those cowards. He also says they screwed me on my value of my Gabby Moreno Bowman first autos as well. That always hurts in the card market as well. And Retro Oiler 99 over on the Nasty Chat on YouTube says, blow it up. And of course, Jeff is in there and says, how about those Yankees? There's always one of those guys.
Jeff.
Those are always the worst. Thanks, Jeff, come on, man, you're killing me. Duck Dad says, Vladdy and Bo haven't even hit their age 27 seasons yet. Pump the brakes. 2 more years before blowing it up. You know, Duck Dad, I appreciate the patience. I mean, I don't think there's enough patience in sports right now. I guess it's because this team looked like it was trending towards where we wanted it to be, and now I think it's even polite for me to say it's sort of stuck in neutral right now. So if
anything, they're regressing, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to just keep Vladdy and both, that's fine. I mean, I love both of those guys, but then you got to change the people who are in charge of putting guys around them. It's that simple. I mean, you're going to waste all of their prime letting the wrong guys run the ship right here. So, yeah, we'll see how that continues to play out. But I mean, we started with Jay, so we figured we'd ride on that for a little bit. Big Maple says Jeff Hunter is clearly a Matty Iwanek burner account. Wouldn't even surprise me. Yeah, that would not surprise me. It's Dusty and Jake with you here on the Lock Shop today. Of course, you can text us anytime. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The Oilers and the Dallas Stars will go tonight. The EST parlay got put up a little bit earlier on today. Let's lay that out for you here before we dive into this series and this game tonight. Connor McDavid, 2+ points, Hyman goal, and the Oilers to win. That's it at plus 400. So 4-1, McDavid with 2 points or more, a Hyman goal, and then the Oilers to win. That's all we need. Jake, I decided to dial it back just a little bit in a series that it's been a little bit lower scoring than I expected it to be honest with you. And considering Dallas and Colorado and the way that series went, I mean, maybe it's the Oilers that are kind of dictating the lower scoring so far in this thing, because Dallas put up like 22 goals in 6 games against the Colorado Avalanche. But a little bit of a tighter series. I thought it might be a little more run and gun, and I see we got a total of 5.5 tonight. It's been 6 the first 2 games. I guess the totals are starting to adjust here.
Yeah, I mean, I like the move by you, keeping it simple. I mean, you know you're getting the boost anyways.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
To just go with what's been working all season, right? McDavid 2 points, Hyman goal, and Oilers to win. Like, that seems to be the recipe for an Oilers success. So if that's happening, most likely you're coming out on top and you're winning another EST parlay. So I like the move by you. I think, you know, sometimes you got to go back to move forward, right? So I'm on board.
Are you surprised that there hasn't been like a 5 or 6 goal game yet by either of the teams in this series? The Oilers certainly have the guns. I know everybody talked about Dallas's depth. I guess maybe they lack a little bit of offensively, they haven't blown up yet either in this series. So I'm a little surprised to see these 3-2, 3-1 games so far. Maybe that changes tonight. I'm starting to doubt it, but did you expect a little more offense in this series?
Yeah, I was kind of, I wasn't really sure about the offense in this series. I talk a lot about Dallas during the year. I saw a game in person here with the Stars, and I just find the way they play sometimes is a little, I don't want to say it, but a little bit boring in my opinion. And I think it can lead to some lower scoring games, especially during the regular season. So, we saw in the Avs series, like you said, a ton of goals, but I'm not surprised that it's toned back a little bit here. everyone's playing a little tighter, Dusty. Like it's that time of the year where it's like you don't want to give anything up, right? So you're playing with everything in front of you. Less odd man rushes, the better for both these teams. And I say that, and then you look at the game yesterday, and we had 4-4, 5-4 overtime game, which I thought was one of the more fun games in recent memory. Like what a great back and forth battle there. And I said to my girlfriend in the third, I'm like, "You think Florida can come back?" She's like, "Oh, I don't think so." And sure enough, I said, "I bet you they get one in the first 10 minutes, and then it's wide open." And sure enough, they fought their way back, and here we are, New York, Dusty, New York, finding a way to get.
Yeah. It's funny. We'll get to that series here because I think there's some interesting numbers if you want to grab some value. But for the Oilers and Stars tonight, the Edmonton Oilers are -126 favorite on the money line. The total is at 5.5. I still don't think I can get on the under 5.5, even with the way the series has gone. In fact, I think I'm actually going to really like to hop on the over 5.5. I think both Ottinger and Skinner have been absolutely terrific so far in this series. Like there's been a lot of scoring chances that should have been buried by these two teams. So I will not be surprised if tonight's game ends up being more of a 4-2 game, maybe with an empty netter on one side or the other. So I think I'd still probably lean the over 5.5. We did make the Oilers money line at -126 at home here as your Coolbet hotline of the day on the Nielson show today. And look, this shouldn't surprise us. It is the Western Conference Final. It is the Dallas Stars that they're going up against. The series is tied at 1. I'm still stoked, though, about getting the Oilers at home -126 because you just never got it. You never get it against the Kings. You never got that type of number against the Vancouver Canucks either. And now you never got it in the regular season. So I think I like the Oilers here at -126 tonight at home. But I think these numbers just go to show where this series is at right now.
Yeah, and listen, I think if you're an Oilers fan and you look at it in the grand scheme of things, if you're saying you're coming away with a split after the first two games in Dallas, I think you're happy with that. Although you lost the last game, right? You're in a great spot right now. You've taken home ice back from the Stars, and now it's just a matter of protecting the home ice. So yeah, I'm with you here. I mean, I think it's a great spot for the Oilers to be in right now. Go in with that crowd behind them. They can have a big game tonight. Get to 2-1, and then, at worst case, you got a split going back to Dallas for Game 5.
Jeff Hunter's back in. That's the Maddie's burner account, as we were joking earlier. Taking the Oil on the money line tonight, let's go. He did say a little bit earlier on in the chat. Yeah, there he is. He's a little bit further up over on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us and subscribe to the channel. Up, working our way over 8,500 now towards 8,600 over on the YouTube channel. Jeff says, ashamed to say that I cashed a ticket on Dallas Saturday. On the Oil tonight. And that's the thing. The way that series was, did you really expect it to come back with a split? I'll be honest. I live bet the Oil after the first 20 because they dominated the first 20 minutes. Shots were like 17-4. The game was still tied at 1, but I was like, man, if they continue to play like this, I think they're going to come away. So I missed on the live bet of the Oilers and it was a good number. They were still plus money after 20, and they were just dictating play in the first period. So how much you live bet, Jake? Do you get into the live betting much?
Rare.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing out on great opportunity as well because I think a lot of people, I think that was, we might have talked about this on the show before, but that Jeopardy James, I think that's how he was
that's right.
Some of his money he was big into the live betting, momentum swings and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those markets where, if you're paying attention, it's probably a great way to get some value. I just probably not paying attention as often. I'm usually just a pre-match betting and then just dialing in on whatever I got.
Man, I would love to find the time, like maybe once a month, Huss and I could figure it out, but like where we're just on with like a Tuesday night, 11 games in the NHL in the regular season, and we're just streaming live and live betting it. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like I'd like to do that one night where we just focus on all the live betting. I don't know how we would set it up because you want to be watching as many games as you possibly can. But I think that would be pretty good. Let's see some of the if you are listening, are you a big live bettor? I do think there's some value there. I obviously missed it, but earlier. What's this in the nasty chat? Nick says, "Hey guys, hashtag bang guy here." That's not. Is that the actual bang guy? I've seen him on Twitter getting into some spats with Biz. But for some reason, I think his name was Nick. That might be the guy. He says, yes, it is. Nick, what's your deal, man? I mean, Nick, if that is you, I gotta ask you. Like, well, first of all, why? Second of all, where does the energy come from, dude? Like, I mean, are you on something? What's going on there, Nick? Nick, answer these questions for me, man. Because look, I appreciate somebody who buys into a bit and goes with it. If you listen to the Nielson show here at Edmonton Sports Talk, you know what we're talking about. But Nick, I'm just curious. If like, let me know what drives you to be the.
This is great.
To be that guy.
I can't believe he's in the chat right now.
Yeah. I see Timothy over there says, Glassbanger, why are you here? I mean.
Welcome. He's got the passion, he said. He's got the passion.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, welcome aboard, man. You have to understand it's a little annoying, though, right? So that's okay, though. That's okay. Well, Nick says he wants to drink from the cup. That's it. This is going to drive you nuts, Nick. But I think the last time the Dallas Stars won the cup, I didn't drink from it, but I touched it because Brad Lukowicz brought it back to Cranbrook, BC. So that was a big deal for us back in the day. It doesn't surprise me that glass banging Nick is typing in all caps. Hey, Jake, like that shouldn't surprise us. It's like he's yelling right there in the chat as well.
No, yeah, I respect it. Honestly, keep up the persona that is Glassbanger Nick. Yeah, respect it. He's typing heavy in the chat right now, and he's heavy on the glass. So, yeah, I listen. I don't know. I respect the hustle. Hector Spank Your Mama is in on the nasty chat and says, "Guys, I stan the Glassbanger," and of course, stan means they're a big fan of the Glassbanger. So there's that going for you, Nick. You've got some support there. Hector says same guys, but with Daryl Sador, he would have brought the Stanley Cup back there in the '90s as well. Jen says McLeod is out. Sorry, just going through my socials. Sorry if this has been addressed already. Well, this morning, Darren Drager broke the news on our show this morning that Adam Henrique was in and Ryan McLeod was out. Jake, I don't know how closely you've been watching the Oilers and the Stars or the Oilers in the previous series. But Ryan McLeod does not have a goal since March. He does not have an assist since April. He penalty kills, and he's a part of a very, very good penalty kill. But at some point, especially when you have a guy coming back who can slide in seamlessly as your third line center, and you have a fourth line that you don't really want to touch right now, and there are a lot of people who love the deep dive, the analytics on Ryan McLeod and the fact that he skates really well, but he's not physical and he's not producing right now. Are you a believer in the classic one-game reset, watch from above, and realize what you need to do better to possibly find some success? Yeah, absolutely. I think there's no problem in taking a guy out of the lineup, giving Henrique, a guy who has experience in the playoffs, a chance to, make something happen, and give McLeod an opportunity to take a look at the game from a different angle and get back into it for Game 4. So, I don't hate it. I mean, I haven't been as in tune with this series, but sometimes it's what a guy needs, right? It's a matter of just seeing the game from a different angle. You're not taking out a guy like McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, for obvious reasons, but a guy like McLeod is someone you can pull out of the lineup, give him a chance to reset, and then get refocused for Game 4.
One of the things that we talked about here is the lack of physical play, and I know so many people, it doesn't matter. You can still be effective with it. But, I mean, just from your Toronto background, are similar things said about Mitch Marner and some of the others come playoff time?
Yeah, I mean, definitely in years past, it's a big topic of conversation. Like, it's almost the getting bullied factor, you know what I mean? And it's just like other teams, and the Leafs didn't get out hit this year, but guess what? It didn't matter when it was all said and done. So it's not necessarily the matter of, getting out hit or out hitting another team, but it's just a matter of not really backing down, right? And I think that's a lot of people around here will, give flack to a guy like Marner, who's a little bit more concerned of getting in the dirty areas. But they showed some clips yesterday from the Rangers series where, Panarin's kind of spinning off a check, and one of the other guys from the Rangers, like Fox, spinning off a check. And they're still finding ways to be productive, but at the same time, when you're playing, a role like McLeod, you're asking for just a little bit more, like be willing to take a hit to make a play. And I think that's what matters the most to people is like, at least being in the corners. You're not going to win every puck battle. That's understandable. But being in there, being in the action is kind of what people are looking for.
All right, you can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. Zulu's in and says, guys, I'm on 97 to have a big game tonight. And Nick, the glass banger, says, guys, so question, he says we is in the Dallas Stars, which means Tommy Gazzola's going to hate that. Tommy the Wrench does not like when fans refer to themselves as we. But so question, if we take care of McJesus and Draisaitl and pucks on net, we have a chance to win? I mean, kind of happened last game and got the win by slowing down McDavid and Draisaitl. So this series is going to continue to roll on, man. This is going to be a deep one for sure. I know Rupe Hintz was announced as a game time decision for tonight. I have to think that they got to sneak him in here at some point. Mind you, I mean, they could be looking at it from an Oilers perspective. We're sitting here going, hey, they're coming back from the road trip with a split. If you're Dallas right now, Jake, you could be sitting there going, hey, we haven't had Rupe Hintz for the first 2 games, and it's a split. So I could see a world where both teams are actually okay with where things are at right now.
Yeah, if you're Dallas right now, all you're thinking is, if Hintz isn't back tonight and you get him back for 4, they're just thinking about getting home ice back, right? So if they walk away from Edmonton with another split and it's 2-2, they feel just as good as you guys might feel about down to a best of 3 series. So, I think both teams can look at it from a positive standpoint, and we'll just see what happens tonight in a kind of a big game 3 to see where this thing swings. I want to mention one thing, and it's in referring to one of your guys' lock shop parlays. I think we're in a great spot for that over 12 and a half games
we are.
In the conference finals. You got a great split. You got a split in both series. You got the Rangers to take one in Florida. I wouldn't be shocked if Florida comes out and takes care of business in Game 4. So that one you'd be guaranteed 6 if that's the case. And then if we're looking at a 2-2 series here at some point, we're also guaranteed 6. We just need 1 to go to 7, right? So I'd say it's not like the NBA right now, which we've got 2 3-0 series, and it's a bit of a nightmare for the Timberwolves and the Pacers. But we could see a great matchup between the Celtics and the Mavericks, and I don't think anyone would be mad about that, especially the Kyrie Irving factor back in Boston, and I know they're not a fan of him.
It will be, because it's happening. That'll be amazing. That'll be absolutely amazing to see Kyrie playing against the Celtics in a NBA final. I see Tim messaging at Nick saying, but your spelling of Draisaitl is like the anthem singer trying to sing the Canadian anthem, Butch Job. Nick, I got to tell you, Nick, I mean, you're down there, you're banging the glass. If you have any access to the singer, who is obviously a very talented singer, but if you could please pass along to her the proper way to sing our national anthem, that would be great. I mean, it's not that difficult. It's English. I mean, a lot of these other anthems, I mean, there's some French in there, but I mean, most of the other, come on, you should be able to sing our anthem properly. It's driving me nuts. Ridiculous.
Isn't that the worst, though? Dusty? Like, can you imagine we're, like, one of our singers is up here and we're botching the American national anthem? It would be all over social media. How could this person not know? But then when people do it to our anthem, it's it's no big deal. It's just the Canadian anthem. It's like, is it not a mutual respect?
They won't care.
It's not a little bit of mutual respect.
They're too nice.
But they care.
We're too nice.
Yeah, exactly. But they would care if we did it. And I know how to sing both anthems. I have no issue. I got to get up there and if I got to get out to Edmonton and sing the anthems, I'll sing the anthems.
Geez, you could just grab a mic right now and do the American anthem, hey?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. I don't think
Absolutely.
I could. I could sing along with the anthem, but I don't think I could lead the anthem. Like our anthem, sure.
All right, fair enough.
The American anthem.
Now you got me nervous. I don't want to be tested on this.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah. Right. Come on, yeah. Show me your work, Jake. Show me your work.
I know. I gotta have the confidence.
Jay is in there and says, guys, it's not the real Bang guy. Well, somebody else said they looked at his account and said that it was. So, and we'll just play along here. I mean, it doesn't matter to us. Okay, so just quickly some player props on this Oilers Stars game tonight. And obviously, these numbers have been kind of dialed back a bit. So if the Oilers do have a blow-up game, Edmonton's going to absolutely hammer Coolbet, because I know a lot of people still be riding on this. But Zach Hyman has scored tonight, plus 111. Leon Draisaitl, plus 126. Connor McDavid to score a goal, plus 142, Jake. Like, we just don't see numbers like that for Connor McDavid very often. It's tough to not get on that. It really is, at plus 142.
Yeah, it just feels like he's bound to have one of those games, right? I mean, like, let me see here. He had obviously the game winner against Dallas. It's been crazy. The fact he only has 3 goals is shocking to me. But, it says a lot about the Oilers to be where you guys are right now. And McDavid, given he has 23 points, like, don't get me wrong. It's not like he's not doing things with the puck. But it is shocking for him to only have 3 goals. And that's probably why you're seeing the number like that. But I agree, that's pretty good value for a McDavid goal, because he can do it on any given night. And and we've seen it.
Let us know where you're at right now on the player props in this game, everybody. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. This is good. Menopause Nick is listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com and says, I tell you boys stuff that I'd be betting on, but my wife won't let me sports bet. Poor menopause Nick. Nick, listen, just tell her, just sign up for an account at Coolbet. You get your little bonus. Sign up, put $20 in, get a bonus up $20. And then just stay cool, bet responsibly, right, Jake? Like, we're not sitting here saying you have to, like, Wanik. Hey, Maddie, how much do you bet on games? Like, when you bet, what are you usually betting? Like, just on a straight up Oilers to win tonight, what would you bet? See, so yeah, Maddie bets between $1 and $5. Stay cool, bet responsibly. Sure. Exactly. Stay cool, bet responsibly. That's what we were talking about. Like, so if you want to bet like $1 to win 70 cents, then bet $1 to win 70 cents. You can grind it out that way, right, Jake?
100%. I know guys will send me their bet slips and they'll have like a 50-cent bet down or $1 bet down, and that's enough action for them to get going. It's really just whatever you're comfortable. With the possibility of losing, obviously, is what you can put down. I don't even bet that much, to be honest with you. Like, I bet, but I don't bet a ton of money. Like, I'm not out here dropping $100 a bet or anything like that. $10, $15 here, and nothing too crazy. Like I said, many guys I know will bet anywhere between $1 and $10. Like, it's kind of just a matter of, it's the whole thing, right? Stay cool, bet responsibly. It's true. You don't want to bet above your means, because that's when it can get dangerous. So you just want to kind of have fun with it. Same way, if you play the lottery, right? However much you put into the lottery in a week, if you put $20 down on some lottery numbers during the week, then, you could put that $20 towards a few picks on the Oilers game, or a same game parlay if you want a little extra value, right? Or the Edmonton Sports Talk parlay, Dusty, 4-1 tonight.
4-1 if you want to get on that. This text in and says, my wife doesn't know that I bet. First text they've ever sent in. It's the first text they've ever sent in. I'll also say this. Also not a good strategy. I mean, once again, bet within your means, and hopefully everybody will accept it. Now, it's funny you bring up the lottery, man, because I never play the lottery. Like, I really don't gamble in any other way outside of betting on sports. It's like where I get my fix, but I'm not like, I don't go to Vegas and I'm like at the machines or I'm at the tables all night. I do like to play a little poker or blackjack sometimes. If I had more time, I think I'd like to play a lot more poker. But I bet on sports. I don't gamble in it. I don't even go and buy I don't go and pick up whatever it is, the Lotto 649 twice a week or however it works. I don't know. I just don't do that. I think it's just the rush of being a sports fan that ties me into it, as opposed to the rush of betting, It's weird to me.
Yeah, listen, I don't play the lottery either. The only reason I said it, my parents both play the lottery. They love to get their Lotto Max or 649 tickets, and you look at that and it's like, well, you put down what, $10, $20 a week, and it does add up, but it's like, you're putting down, $5, $10, $15 a night, and that's where you're getting your fix, and that's where you're getting your fix, right? So, it's what you like to do. I agree with you. I'm big into the sports gambling. I'll play blackjack if I'm at a casino, but really outside of that, I'm not. It's sports betting for me is definitely number one when it comes to gambling.
All right, Mr. Bleach over there. So, guys, is there a current code for bonus bets on Coolbet? Well, all the exclusives that we put up, you do get a little bit of a boost on. But if you want to sign up for an account, if you haven't already, you go to coolbet.com. When you sign up, use the code LOCKSHOP, all one word, and you'll get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200. All right, let's move off of this series for a second. Just slide on over here. It's funny because Huss and I were both torn on this Rangers-Panthers series when it started. We did end up taking the Rangers, both of us. But the Florida Panthers, to me, have looked like the better team. They're down right now 2-1. I absolutely they're minus 165 on the money line tomorrow night. Not necessarily a number that I would play on my own, just straight up like as a money line play. Could definitely parlay that into something. I really like them actually at plus 100 in regulation tomorrow, and we can get into that. Actually, I won't be on Lock Shop tomorrow. It'll be Huss and a few of the Lock Shop boys, either Jake or Pat, will join him tomorrow. But I'm telling you, the Panthers plus 100 in regulation for Game 4. I like that line. Think it's probably going to end up moving there. And if you believe in Florida, like if you were on Florida before, and they're down 2-1 right now, and I like watching this. I do think they're the better team. So I like the fact series number right now for Jake, Florida Panthers plus 130. If you still like the Panthers to win this series, considering that they've looked pretty good and probably should be up 2-1, not down 2-1. I think I like the Panthers here at plus 130 from a value perspective.
Well, look, Dusty, I mean, listen, I think we all agreed Game 1 probably could have went either way. You know, they had the Lafreniere own goal, went Florida's way. The last two games have gone to overtime. Like, it's truly could be either way. It could be 3-0 one way or the other. It could be, it could be 2-1 Florida's way. It's 2-1 New York's way right now. But, plus 130, I agree. I think that's great value. I also agree with you for tomorrow night. I think a regulation play on Florida. I think they come out. I think this is going to be their best game of the playoffs tomorrow night. I think that's what we're looking at, and they know how to elevate when they need it the most. They've been in this spot. They went to the finals last year. So I don't think Florida's backing down to New York at all. Like I said, they took them to OT last night. They dictated the entire third period. Like New York, in my opinion, was lucky to walk away with a win in that one.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think Florida takes care of business tomorrow night, and we got a 2-2 series split headed back to New York for Game 5.
Yeah, so that's the way you can get on it. Florida to win the series at plus 135, or just take Florida in regulation to win the game at plus 100 tomorrow. Or you, if you want to take it at minus 165, go ahead, take it at minus 165. You might find something a little bit better. Maybe put it on a parlay with one of the basketball games, of the way that those two things have been rolling. Maybe put together a little nasty chat parlay for tonight if you want. Spency 5 cents, he says, I like Zachary Bartholomew Hyman over 3.5 shots, minus 115 on Coolbet. That has hit in 3 of the last 4. And Big Maple over there says, I would bet Two-Face on a coin flip if he asked me to. So that's good. Trevor over there says, my wife stopped having a problem with my gambling as soon as she got her own mortgage. So that changes things as well. Look, man, you want to be responsible in it, but it's kind of fun to have these discussions every once and a while. NBA playoffs. Jake, you talked about this, man. I figured Celtics Pacers would be a little lopsided, and when Halliburton gets banged up, it's a lot of trouble. The Celtics tonight are 7.5-point favorites against the Pacers, and then the Dallas Mavericks and Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, the Mavs are up 3-0 in that series to close it out tomorrow at home. Still just minus 133 favorites, but with the way Kyrie and Luka are just on absolute missions right now, I have a hard time not getting on the Mavs at minus 133.
Yeah, they look super impressive last night, and in all 3 games, Luka hits the big game winner in Game 2, which was a dagger to the Timberwolves. Like you look back on that moment there. They got the 2-point lead. They think they're going to walk away with a split heading back to Dallas, and Luka just drives one right into their souls. They go down 0-2, and then last night was back and forth the whole way down the stretch, and then Dallas just found a way to pull away late. So. Yeah, I agree with you. I have a hard time going away from it. And you got to remember, too, in the NBA, there's never been a team that has come all the way back from 0-3 and won a series. It's happened. Last year, I believe Boston went to 7, and then they ended up blowing that one to Miami. So no team has ever come all the way back. So I mean, by those stats, we can probably venture to guess it's going to be a Dallas-Boston final since they're both 3-0 series as of right now. But it's interesting, Dusty, and I don't have the exact date on it, and I can look it up here as we're sitting here. But I think the NBA finals are set to start no matter what at a certain date. We could be waiting a little while here for these two teams to start if they do end up having both sweeps.
Oh, that's a good point. David Pagnotta from the fourth period was on Hello Hockey on Saturday and said that the Stanley Cup final schedule is already set and it will begin June 8th, which is still quite a ways down the road. Plus, both of these series are shaping up to be pretty long ones. What is the date? Is that already locked in?
I got it here.
Okay, yeah,
June 6th.
So June 6th.
So I mean, if we're done by tomorrow, like there's a possibility we're done by tomorrow night.
Ooh,
both series over with.
That's 9 days.
Over a week,
yeah.
Dusty.
Man,
how crazy is that? So yeah,
do you think?
I know we should.
Like, do teams hate that, or do teams like that? I mean, there will be a no fatigue factor in the NBA final if there's 9 days off. Like
a fresh 9 days, you get everyone as healthy as possible. And it's just your best against our best and see what happens. Yeah, I don't know, Dusty. I feel like waiting 9 days, like a lot can happen in 9 days. A lot, like your mind can wander. I think when you're in it, and this would be my guess, I don't know by experience, but I think when you're in it, you want to stay in it. And 9 days feels like a long time to be waiting for your next game, especially heading into the finals. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. If you're listening right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. You think teams hate or love? Yeah, that's going to be insane. Like, it's weird to shut down your playoffs for 9 days right before your championship series. Like, that's a major buzzkill, I think, for the NBA players. Rod Z over there says Luka would absolutely love the rest as well. Yeah, I mean, I could see him probably needing a little bit of rest at this point. So that would help. I mean, that certainly helps. I would think that greatly benefits the Mavericks, maybe a little bit more than the Celtics, but we'll see how that sorts itself up. Duck Dad is back in and says, guess who has two thumbs and hit that Swedish soccer live bet from a little bit earlier on. Well done, sir. Well done. On our show this morning, because we're doing that $100,000 hole-in-one with Golf Town, and we'll give you the key word here coming up in about somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. I'll give you the key word for the $100,000 hole-in-one. But, Jake, we had somebody this morning say that they had a buddy. I'm pretty sure they said they had a buddy who won $100,000. A guy they worked with, I think it was, won $100,000, quit his job, and moved back in with his parents. Where do you come out on that? You win $100K, you quit your job, and you just move back home with mom and dad. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, that is a little interesting. Yeah, the quitting the job and then moving back home is like, what is his plan with that? He just take the 100K, and is he just investing, and that's what he's
or he's just going to try to
living with the parents?
I think he's going to try to milk it for as long as he can. Like if he's not paying rent or anything. Like how long could you live for $100,000 if you had no mortgage, no rent? You're living with your folks. Maybe you're splitting groceries. Yeah. Maybe they're still looking after you. You could probably sit back on $100,000 for quite some time.
Yeah, definitely. If you got a ton of your expenses covered. Yeah, definitely could sit on that for a little bit. But, yeah, interesting move. I don't know that you necessarily need to quit your job, though, Dusty. I mean, you can win the $100K and still have money coming in. And, you know, you can use the $100K to do different things. You can travel for a bit or whatever it is. Or put it towards a down payment on a house. Anyways, I don't know, Dusty. I don't understand.
There are lots of things you could do.
Whatever. I can understand that you want to move back with your parents and save, because you're guaranteed to save a little money. But then you're not making any money on the side with the no job. So unless you're putting that $100K towards some investing, and I don't know, is he going to become a day trader?
Maybe.
Yeah, I kind of respect the move.
Just wants to live with.
Always wanted to become a day trader.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to become a day trader?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was going to say
never.
I mean, it's way better to do it with sports and odds than that.
Yeah. I'm bad at that, so I can't imagine what my day trading would look like.
Matthew over in the chat says, "You quit your job in this economy?" Exactly. That's why it just really didn't make it really didn't make much sense to me, man. Well, I mean, to each his own, I guess, but that one doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Now, this is something I'm going to throw out. Well, you know what? We'll see how tonight goes. If they lose tonight, we'll have to have a very serious and dark show tomorrow because everybody will be very freaked out about the Oilers going down 2-1. But if they win and everybody's all happy, I was gonna throw this out there because we're doing this $100,000 hole-in-one. Would you rather? And I think it's a ridiculous question to ask, but some people might be like, I don't care. Would you rather win $100,000, Jake, or for your favorite team, let's say the Toronto Maple Leafs, win a Stanley Cup?
Stanley Cup, Dusty.
Really?
You cannot put a price.
$100,000, Jake.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Money comes and goes, Dusty.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes. Banners fly forever.
That's it. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even second guess it. Stanley Cup. That's it.
Okay, man.
67, Dusty. I might wait my whole life.
It's okay. It might be a little bit different. Well, I'm good. So we're going to throw this out to Oilers fans tomorrow, obviously here on EST where we're doing this. But yeah,
I knew what you were gonna ask too, and I knew the answer before you even asked.
Yeah.
I knew what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Stanley Cup.
Man, I don't know if I love any team enough. Like, you know what? If you would have asked me when I was 23 years old, Montreal Canadiens to win a Stanley Cup or $100,000, I probably would have been, give me the Habs Cup. You know, like back when I was hardcore Montreal Canadiens fan. Like right now, I'm trying to think, you know what, the only thing that I might be able to be like, okay, let's do it. A three-peat for LeBron to take him up to 7 titles to just end any sort of conversation. I might be willing to be like, give me 3 more titles for LeBron as opposed to $100K. Matthew Marat says, guys, I'd rather the Oilers win the cup 100%. And Zulu over on the Nasty Chat says, Oilers Cup, no questions asked. Jay says money, and it's not even the question. And look, I think it's easy to talk a tough game, but if I sit here, if you were sitting here right now at this desk and I pulled out a briefcase with $100,000 in it and said, you can have this $100,000, or I can close it in front of you, take it away, but the Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup next year, you're still taking the Leafs. You're still taking the cup.
Yep.
God, I love that. I love that. I love that.
I don't know, Dusty. Like, maybe I'm a fool. Like, maybe I'm a fool. I am a fool. I don't even, not even maybe. But I don't know. It's just like the happiness that would bring me for like the 100,000. Like I said, the money comes and goes. Like, you know, like you hope it's at some point in your life you'd accrue enough that you'd make 100,000. You know, not all at once, but you know, as life goes on, you're gonna make that money. It comes and goes. Stanley Cup banners fly forever. And that's what I want. Also, this week, Dusty, I don't know if we're going to get to this. Canadian Open week, we do have a promotion.
Oh, yes.
To touch on it
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
let's get into that. We'll obviously circle back around to the this discussion about 100K or team winning a title tomorrow morning on the Nielson show. We got too many game things to get into on the oil stream today, but I think it's a fun conversation that we can kind of dive into tomorrow on the Nielson show. On Wednesday, Pat will join myself and Huss, and obviously we'll dive into the Canadian Open a little bit. But Selfmade 89, I see y'all do your parlay for tonight already. Selfmade 89, the parlay is up. You can find it on the exclusives page at coolbet.com. It is Connor McDavid over 1.5 points, a Hyman goal, and the Oilers win, and we got it boosted to 4-2-1. All right, tell me about this promo, Jake. What do you guys got going on?
Yeah, very simple. So we're doing bet insurance for the Canadian Open, and there's no opt-in required. So we've made it, you know, as simple as we possibly can. If you go to the Canadian Open tab, pick your favorite bet. Right now we just have winner odds up, but we will have, you know, top 5, top 10, the usual coming up, a ton of exclusives. The exclusives won't fall into this promotion, but anything on the actual tournament will work. So if you go in right now, if you go to Canadian Open, say I want to take, you know, let's do Pendy for argument's sake. Say I want to take Pendy to win. 50-1 right now, by the way. You'll see it says place bet insurance bet. So you'll apply that ticker. And then you just got to make a stake anywhere between $1 and $10. So all it is you apply the bet insurance, and if your bet loses, we'll stake you that back in a free bet. So it's basically just like a risk-free bet for the Canadian Open. You get one anywhere between $1 and $10. You take that apply bet insurance box, and you'll be good to go. So if you're going to bet on the Canadian Open, which I'm sure most likely a lot of the lock shoppers are, a lot of the nasties are. then make sure you at least one of your bets you take on that Canadian Open, and at least you can ride that one with a little bit of no sweat, and you get a free bet if it loses. And if it wins, guess what? You probably make some good coins. So,
Rod Z, once again, all you have to do is place that Canadian Open bet and then go through the process that Jake said, and they'll insure that bad boy for you and get you another bet if you don't hit it. Rod Z says, guys, Edmonton money line, Boston Red Sox, and under 225.5 points in the NBA. So Rod Z's putting that bad boy together as well. Big Maple Sports Card says, guys, shout out to my high school English teacher, Tim Charles, for winning in Hamilton this past weekend with his golf partner in the BDO Golf Canada League. They get to Royal Troon this week with the British Open to rep Canada for the Par 3 Challenge. Oh, the week of the British Open. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a neat thing for them. So yeah, that is pretty good. All right, keep those thoughts sliding on in. Shotsky Jerry says, won't even happen with the $100,000 given away. They'll still blow it. That's saying, I think from a Leafs perspective, but that's we won't trouble you with that much longer here.
Well, you're guaranteeing me the cup, though, right? Like I'm not.
Yeah, no. This is not a. They get to the third round and Mitch Marner disappears and they get eliminated. This is the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup, and not only it's not like you wake up and they're Stanley Cup champions. You get to enjoy the ride through the playoffs as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then the parade. I might have to take a few days off. Sorry, Patty. The parade and everything like that will be mayhem in the streets. Mayhem in the streets.
Jake, thanks for sliding in today. I know you're probably going to be back a little bit later in the week with Huss, as I got some CFL stuff I have to attend to Thursday and Friday. So thanks for sliding in then. Thanks for coming in today, man.
Yeah, I'll be down at the Canadian Open this week.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
Hopefully I can roll in maybe from on location and do a little.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, man. We'll talk to you later then.
All right, see you.
There you go. That is Jake Bolin Moss from a Coolbet. I see Tommy Gazzola trying to connect. He's ready to go for the oil stream coming up at noon today. If you missed it on the Nielsen show this morning, we are pretty happy here at Edmonton Sports Talk to give you a chance to win $100,000. It is the $100,000 hole-in-one presented by Golf Town. Swing big this Father's Day and find dad or yourself. It's always nice to take care of yourself, right? The perfect gift at Golf Town. Whether dad's a seasoned pro or just getting started, Golf Town has everything he needs to hit the greens in style, from clubs and apparel to accessories, tech, and more. They've got it all covered. And if you can't decide, keep it simple. Golf Town gift card. Let dad choose from his favorite golf brands: TaylorMade, Callaway, Puma, Nike, Garmin, and more. They got everything you need there. Father's Day, give the gift of golf. Visit them in store or at golftown.com for more details. This is how it works. All you have to do is text in the keyword right now to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. One of you will get a text message back saying you are the qualifier. We'll do it again on the oil stream. That'll give us 4 qualifiers for today. Then we will draw one of those names tomorrow morning and call the winner. You will get a spot, a one-time shot at $100,000 on July 3rd on the 17th hole at the Ranch Golf and Country Club. All right? Your key, and you can qualify multiple times, but you can only get picked once. It's not like you're rolling in and being like, hey guys, I listen all the time. I've got 3 shots. No, you don't. You have 1 shot. Okay? Today's keyword on the lock shop is something you need to get the hole in one. Ball. Text ball right now. BALL. Text ball to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text ball to the inbox right now, and one of you will be drawn randomly by Zach to come and be contacted, and you will end up being in the, well, you have a 25% shot at that point at having a swing for the hole in one. The keyword is ball. 780-218-9999. Good luck, everybody. Get one of these spots, and you will have a shot at $100,000, literally. And I like that. Now it's going to be $180. We had Brendan Perlini on the Nielsen show this morning. Perlini's a golfer. Says he's a scratch golfer. He says he'd be looking, 180 is kind of between clubs for him. So it's like somewhere between I'll take a little bit off a 7 or an 8. I'm sitting there, for me, a $180, smooth 6. Smooth 6 iron, depending on the wind situation. But likely a smooth 6 iron. If I smooth a 6 iron, 180 would be in the wheelhouse, I think. So one more time, text BALL to 780-218-9999. Big Maple Sports Car says, rest in peace, Bill Walton. Yeah, I just saw that pop up myself, actually. Bill Walton passing away after a battle with cancer, I think at the age of 71. Obviously, NBA legend and a post-career NBA legend as well. So rest in peace to Bill Walton. Ball, your keyword, 780-218-9999. Let's see here. A couple more plays from the chats. Of course, you can text us anytime, 780-218. I'm not going to see your text now. We are just getting absolutely pounded by the keyword right now. So 780-218-9999. The keyword is ball to get in on the $100,000 hole-in-one. Matthew Murat says 180. Let's go 3-wood. Lars Wise says 5 iron. I'm an old man. Yeah, I mean, if there was a strong wind at me, I'd probably let a 5 iron rip. I just hit the 6 iron way better, so I'd probably take the 6 iron and roll with it there too. Joel says Grayson Murray also. Yes, rest in peace to Grayson Murray. Withdrew on Friday and took his own life. That was a tough story to see, man. That sucked. Talk to somebody. Just talk to somebody. And I know he has probably multiple times, but just talk to somebody if you're struggling. We talk about that. Back at the old place, we used to have the Bell Let's Talk Day, but let's be honest. I mean, Eric and I would say it then. We still see it now. If you need to talk to somebody, slide into our DMs, man. For sure. And yes, Matt, you're right. I am just seeing so many balls on my screen right now. It's nuts. Haven't seen this many balls on my computer in a long, long time. The keyword is balls. Spency 5 Centsy, Coolbet Bet Builder, Edmonton Moneyline. Hyman over 2.5 shots. Boosh over 1.5 shots, plus 175. Ooh, Spency. I like it a lot. Very nice work right there. All right, that's going to do it for the Lock Shop today. I think I'm going to ride with Spency 5 Centsy on that one. If you want to get in on the Edmonton Sports Talk parlay, 4-1 right now. Can ride with us over there. McDavid, 2 points. Hyman, a goal. Oilers to win. Get that bad boy at 4-1 right now. And best of luck on all your bets tonight. Thank you very much for joining us on the Lock Shop today. Good luck tonight. And I will be Huss and Jake or Pat tomorrow. I got a big CFO meeting that I got to be a part of tomorrow, so I will not be on the Lock Shop tomorrow, but the boys will take care of you, and that's when they'll talk to you next. Oil Stream coming up here on Edmonton Sports Talk. If you're listening on TuneIn, iHeart, or on our website at edmontonsportstalk.com. Small dose of Whale and the Wolf and myself and Tommy Gazzola getting you ready for Game 3 on the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza.